Have you ever wanted something so deeply, with every fiber of your being? So much so that its absence aches in your soul, leaving a void that seems impossible to fill? A longing that permeates your thoughts and dreams? That's precisely where we meet Hannah, a woman whose heart echoed with such a profound desire. Year after year, she endured the silent, gnawing pain of barrenness, a societal stigma, and a personal heartbreak that weighed heavily upon her. To add to her suffering, she also faced the cruel taunts and provocations of her rival, Peninnah, who bore children while Hannah remained childless. But instead of allowing bitterness and resentment to consume her, poisoning her spirit, Hannah, in her profound wisdom, turned to God, seeking solace and strength in the divine. At the tabernacle, the center of worship, she poured out her soul in fervent prayer, a torrent of emotions and unspoken desires unleashed before the Almighty. In her desperation, she made a solemn vow, promising that if God, in his infinite mercy, gave her a son, she would dedicate him entirely to the Lord's service, for all the days of his life. Her prayer was so raw, so filled with anguish and heartfelt emotion, that Eli, the priest, observing her fervent supplication, mistakenly thought she was drunk, unable to comprehend the depth of her sorrow. But Hannah, with unwavering dignity, replied, "No, my lord, I am a woman deeply troubled. I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord, sharing my deepest pain and hopes." God, in his infinite compassion, heard her heartfelt plea. In time, she conceived and gave birth to a son, a testament to the power of prayer. She named him Samuel, his name meaning heard by God, a constant reminder of the divine intervention in her life and the fulfillment of her vow. Hannah's story, etched in the annals of faith, shows us that God sees our pain, no matter how deep or hidden it may be. He listens intently to the cries of a surrendered heart, a heart that trusts in his power and grace, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Out of her anguish, her profound sorrow and unwavering faith, God brought forth a miracle, a beacon of hope shining through the darkness. And that miracle, the birth of Samuel, was not just a personal triumph, but an event that would ripple through generations, changing the course of history for the nation of Israel. After dedicating Samuel to God, a profound act of faith and sacrifice, Hannah's story takes an unexpected turn. Hannah didn't walk away in sorrow, burdened by the weight of her loss or questioning her decision. Instead, she erupted in praise, a spontaneous overflow of gratitude and joy that defied her circumstances. Her heart was full. Her joy wasn't rooted in the gift, the answered prayer, or the son she had longed for. It wasn't about the tangible blessings she received. It was rooted in the giver, the source of all good things, the one who had heard her cry and answered her plea. Her joy came from a deep connection with God. "My heart exults in the Lord," she proclaimed, a declaration of unwavering faith and boundless joy. Hannah's happiness wasn't fragile or tied to circumstances, easily broken by disappointment or swayed by hardship. Instead, it was anchored in God himself, a steadfast and unshakable foundation that could withstand any storm. She teaches us that true joy is found not in what we receive, the fleeting pleasures and temporary comforts of this world, but in who God is, his unchanging character, his unwavering love, and his eternal presence in our lives. "My horn is exalted in the Lord," she declared, a bold statement of confidence and strength. She was recognizing that her strength and dignity came from him, not from her own abilities or accomplishments, but from the divine power within her. God had silenced her accuser, those who had mocked her barrenness and questioned her worth. He had lifted her from shame, restoring her honor and filling her with a sense of purpose. Hannah's joy was unshakable, a testament to the power of faith and the unwavering love of God. Because it was rooted in the unchanging character of God, his faithfulness, his goodness, and his eternal promises. Circumstances shift, blessings fade, and the world around us is constantly changing. But God remains constant, a beacon of hope in a world of uncertainty. Her prayer challenges us to examine the source of our own joy. Is our joy tied to temporary blessings, material possessions, or fleeting pleasures? Or is it anchored in the eternal giver, the one who offers us a joy that transcends all circumstances? Lasting joy, the kind that sustains us through trials and tribulations, is found in God alone. It's a joy that the world cannot give, and the world cannot take away. Hannah's prayer moves from personal gratitude to a declaration of God's uniqueness. "There is none holy like the Lord, there is no rock like our God." She recognizes God as the ultimate foundation, stable, unshakable, and set apart from all else. In a world of shifting sands, God is the rock we can build our lives upon. Hannah's deliverance gave her a deeper revelation of God's sovereignty and holiness. Our security isn't found in our strength or circumstances but in God's unchanging nature. When everything else crumbles, He remains our refuge. Truly there is no rock like our God. Hannah's song describes God's power to reverse fortunes and upend the world's values. The bows of the mighty are broken, but the feeble bind on strength. God humbles the proud and lifts the humble. This theme echoes throughout Scripture. God exalts the lowly and brings down the mighty. Hannah, once empty, is now full, not by chance but by God's justice. God sees beyond appearances. He weighs the heart and motives. He is the righteous judge, giving grace to the humble and opposing the proud. Hannah's prayer celebrates a God who intervenes, bringing justice and hope to the overlooked. In her final verses, Hannah's prayer becomes prophetic. She declares, "The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to His king and exalt the horn of His anointed." Remarkably, Israel had no king yet. Hannah, inspired by God, looks ahead to a coming monarchy and ultimately the Messiah. Her son Samuel would anoint Israel's first kings, paving the way for David and through his line, Jesus. Hannah's story becomes part of God's larger redemptive plan. Her hope for a righteous king points us to King Jesus, the ultimate anointed one. Our personal stories, like Hannah's, are woven into God's greater purpose. Hannah's story is a legacy, a powerful testament of faithfulness and surrender. It echoes through the ages, reminding us of the profound impact of unwavering belief and complete trust in the divine. Her journey, marked by both deep longing and ultimate fulfillment, serves as an enduring example for all who seek a deeper connection with God. She fulfilled her vow, a promise made in the depths of her heart, giving Samuel back to God as an act of worship, a profound expression of gratitude and recognition of God's sovereignty in her life. This wasn't just a simple act of obedience, it was a heartfelt offering, a symbol of her complete devotion. Her gratitude wasn't just words, mere expressions of thanks. It was a life lived in devotion, a constant and unwavering commitment to honoring God in every aspect of her being. It was woven into the fabric of her daily existence. Hannah teaches us to hold God's gifts with open hands, recognizing that all we have is ultimately from Him, consecrating them for His glory, dedicating our talents, resources, and even our loved ones to His divine purpose. Her trust in God was unwavering, a steadfast anchor in the storms of life. In barrenness, when hope seemed lost and despair threatened to consume her; in blessing, when abundance overflowed and joy filled her heart; and in sacrifice, when she willingly surrendered her most precious gift back to the giver. She knew God as holy, set apart and worthy of all reverence, just and sovereign, the ultimate authority over all creation, the unshakable rock, the firm foundation upon which we can build our lives. Let us, like Hannah, bring our deepest longings to God, pouring out our hearts in honest and fervent prayer, and trust Him with the outcome, surrendering our desires and expectations to His perfect will. When He answers, may our response be wholehearted praise and surrender, a joyful acknowledgement of His goodness and faithfulness. For He is the God who hears, attentive to the cries of our hearts, who acts, intervening in our lives with power and grace, and who is always worthy of our trust and thanksgiving, our unwavering devotion and heartfelt gratitude, now and forevermore.